I read the comments on my last video. A lot of you pointed out something crucial. When AI-assisted scripts loop over the same metaphors, they sound fake and empty. Message received. Today, no repetitive filler, just hard hardware data, real engine mechanics, and basic economics. Let's talk about the biggest bottleneck in PC gaming today. Why 8 GB of VRAM in 2026 is an intentional trap designed by hardware manufacturers to force your next upgrade. To understand why 8 GB is failing, we need to strip away the marketing terms. VRAM is not processing speed, it is physical workspace. It is high-speed memory soldered directly onto the graphics card's circuit board. Its job is to store render targets, frame buffers, high-resolution textures, shadow maps, and geometry mesh data so the GPU core can access them instantly. When a game runs out of physical VRAM, the graphics engine doesn't just slow down gracefully, it panics. It is forced to send excess data through the PCIe bus to your system's main RAM. System DDR4 or DDR5 RAM is located across the motherboard, running on a completely different architecture with a fraction of the bandwidth. VRAM bandwidth on a modern card moves data at 300 to 500 gigabytes per second. System RAM moves data at roughly 50 to 80 gigabytes per second. When your GPU is forced to wait for data from your system memory, the frame rendering pipeline freezes. This causes violent 1% low frame drops, stutters, texture pop-in, and instant crashes to desktop. Now let's look at the timeline. 8 GB of VRAM became the standard mid-range GPU buffer back in 2016, when NVIDIA launched the GTX 1070 for $379. 10 years ago, 8 GB was plenty. Games were built on DirectX 11, running at 1080p resolution with uncompressed textures that rarely exceeded 4 GB of memory allocation. Fast forward a decade. We now have games running on Unreal Engine 5, utilizing virtualized geometry like nanite, ray-traced acceleration structures, and massive 4K texture packages. Even at 1080p native resolution on high settings, games like The Last of Us Part 1, Hogwarts Legacy, Alan Wake 2, and Cyberpunk 2077 routinely allocate between 9 to 11 GB of VRAM the moment you enter a dense environment. Yet GPU manufacturers continue to launch modern $300 to $400 graphics cards with the exact same 8 GB memory capacity and narrow 128-bit memory interfaces. In 10 years, raw processing power has increased exponentially, but the physical memory space given to budget and mid-range gamers has remained completely static. Why are companies doing this? The defense you hear online is that GDDR6 memory chips are expensive. But if you look at actual component pricing on the open market, memory chips represent a tiny fraction of total manufacturing costs. Adding an extra 8 GB of VRAM costs manufacturers less than $20 to $25 per board. The real answer isn't manufacturing cost, it's planned obsolescence. If a company sells you a card with a strong core chip, but only 8 GB of VRAM, that card will feel fast in older titles and synthetic benchmarks. But within 2 years, as new game engines release, the card will hit a hard memory wall. The core of the GPU might still be capable of rendering 60 frames per second, but because the textures cannot fit into memory, the game becomes unplayable. You aren't forced to upgrade because the chip got slow. You are forced to upgrade because the memory buffer was artificially choked. There is another massive factor that most PC gamers ignore: modern consoles. Both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are built on a unified memory architecture with 16 GB of GDDR6 memory. Developers target these consoles as their baseline platform. They optimize their texture streams and memory allocation around a system that has up to 12.5 GB of high-speed memory available strictly for games. When a multi-platform title is ported over to PC, it expects that same memory footprint. If your PC has an 8 GB GPU, you are running lower memory capacity than a home console from 2020. To make matters worse, modern software tricks like frame generation actually consume more VRAM. Frame generation requires additional buffer space to analyze previous frames and construct generated ones. If you turn on frame generation on an 8 GB card to save your performance, you increase memory allocation by another 1 to 1.5 GB. obsolescence, pushing the card directly over its physical edge and triggering memory spills. The budget and mid-range GPU market isn't failing because games are poorly optimized, though many are. It is failing because hardware specs are being calculated to limit long-term usability. Before buying your next GPU, stop relying solely on average FPS charts in benchmark videos. Look at the 1% lows, look at the memory allocation meters, and look at the physical memory bus. If a graphics card offers less than 12 gigabytes of VRAM today, it is not a long-term investment. It is a timer waiting to expire on the next major game release. What is the absolute minimum VRAM you would accept in your setup right now? Let me know in the comments below. Build smart, don't buy the hype.